And Kenna may actually be fortunate that he has no call here. I mean, even if he had something like Ace Bit Parg,
All right, how much more?
Theo would be in good shape. It's a massive flop for Theo Jorgensen.
It is, but you know, generally speaking, it's been considered the best tactics in these affairs to take it fairly easy at the start and maybe hope that one of the footballers makes a mistake, so you see where you're at. Ken has got himself involved in the early stages of the proceedings in every heat so far, with the same result every time, that he leaves himself having to play off the short stack when it gets to 2-2 or 4-4. And you can't help thinking that this isn't the best team player of all time.
Well,
I mean, Ken is a brilliant player. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's on a roll at the moment. He's second in the world rankings this year. But
I mean, he has no intention of calling here, does he, Parg?
No. I think he's just trying to pretend to his team captain that he's a little bit stronger than he is. Cause Mike Sexton could see this King 5. Kenna might not be on the next American team. Go on, Kenna, take one for the team.
Ken is fervently hoping that if there's some way he can play it his hand so it doesn't make the television cut. But, I do believe he has folded, and Theo will show one card. He'll show both cards, and they know it's a huge hand. It's
double gut shot straight in the flush draw.
Parg, Kenna James has done about 30-something thousand in that pot, and Denmark will be very happy.
Or a 10 or a jack, for that matter.
A look at the leaderboard shows Theo Jorgensen and Kim Christoph both off the fly-in starts, and Kenna James won one, lost one, and is now down to 80,000.
Yeah, well, Theo's been playing very well so far in this tournament, apart from a few rushes of blood the last match.
Finest table Denmark can produce.
Which were pretty crap, actually. How did I mention it? Okay, let's get started again. Theo's been playing reasonably well so far.
Probably the two finest. Probably the two finest.
But, he has been starting off a little bit slow, and he has been taking his... He certainly takes his responsibilities as a team member seriously early on, and then sort of round about level 4 he just figured, what the hell with the team, let's get on with it, let's play the game. You'd imagine sooner or later that's supposed to catch Denmark out. It caught Norway out earlier, but I hope the hell it doesn't, because they're great fun.
Well, for Theo, that's probably 3 levels longer than he can usually. But there's been a raise here for Kenna James, and he's found a real hand, Parg, which Gus Hansen might be quite justified in assuming is not as strong as it is. But Ken would likely be very committed with these 2 jacks. Not sure what Gus has.
Gus has 2 jacks.
Oh, excuse me, Gus has the 2 jacks. Oh, Kenna has the King Jack offsuit. And Gus is quite right in assuming that Kenna James is not as strong as 2 jacks.
Pass.
What will Kenna do here?
Pass.
Perfect analysis, Jesse. It's just as well you weren't looking at the hands.
We raise all in.
Well, Gus is going to call it, I think.
Quick re-raise all in. Gus is going to give it a little bit of thought, but Parg, any way he's going to lay these down?
I don't think so. Absolutely no way. It's not the Hansen way.
We come to play, huh, Gus?
I'm coming to play. I don't care.
Kenna James just decided that Gus wasn't as strong as he was, Parg.
Right, Mike?
I'm not entirely sure what Ken is doing.
In that neighborhood.
This is a train wreck. It didn't have to happen.
He played that one on me. He said, you probably have me. And he had a pair of kings.
There may be some previous between these 2 players, and obviously there is.
That's bad for me. I got my initials. I got to go with it.
He's got his initials, KJ,
come on.
Kenna James. And
Give a kick.
it is Kenna James all in here, Parg. This is a huge pot, and if Team USA can catch a king here, it'll be huge for them.
It's Cowboy Kenna James. Where's the Cowboy?
Well, at least, Jesse, you did predict earlier that...
Oh!
Cowboy Kenna James!
He's hit it! And
That's why they call him Cowboy Kenna James.
that's an unbelievable turn of events for Denmark. Parg, there's only 1 jack in the deck.
Well, it's very good news for the USA, but I wouldn't be too proud of it.
Not the first time.
But they all
First
count.
time the Americans got lucky. What do you... His mouth is wide open. He's stunned.
And Gus Hansen showing no emotion, but he realizes he's been a bit unfortunate here.
Well, he's been very fortunate to get his money on in such a good spot. It's just, it's the dealer's fault now.
One jack in the deck. And tell you what, for all Gus Hansen's reputation as a bit of a wild man, it's Kenneth James,
Cowboy
You get the
Kennedy.
3.
who playing a bit wild, has
That's all I got left?
59. You don't.
nearly knocked out Gus Hansen. And do you
How's that? Can we just
Okay,
wait?
yeah, that's fine. He was all in for
Oh,
10,
yeah,
20,
yeah.
30, 40, 59. 30, 40, 59.
Okay. Looks right.
You don't need to be in pole position to win, Gus. So come on.
And it's gone very quiet there. I think everybody realizing that really,
Let's
Park,
take a little bite out of crime.
Kenneth James could have been walking.
Well, the Danes have gone silent because they took a bit of a beat, and Ken has gone silent because I think he's probably embarrassed. Does he do embarrass?
Kenneth James all in with the King Jack against Gus Hansen's 2 jacks, but the Cowboy on the flop has given Cowboy Kenneth James best hand and a big double up. He'll be the chip leader. Gus Hansen, meanwhile, very short stacked, 5,000. Well, we've seen people try and make a run with less, but
Haven't seen him get very far.
I'm used to people coming after me. I mean, it's my daily life at the poker table. I know people are gunning for me. They know I'm in there playing a lot of hands, so they're very apt to re-raise me a lot of times. And I know they're coming after me, but I feel I'm pretty well prepared, so I think we'll be okay.
And, Gus did very well there. I mean, you could say, should he take him the flop off? But I think he knew that Kenneth was a bit wild and he was liable to get on. And that's exactly what happened. That's how you got to play poker, Park.
Well, that's how Gus
Well,
plays the game. He
5,000
managed to get himself on a very nice spot there. I can't believe that pot got so far out of hand. I mean,
Well, Kenneth only stuck 4,000 in, and he stuck about 85,000 in more.
Cool.
trying to get Gus Hansen to throw a hand away.
But Theo Jorgensen now picked up the Cowboys and Park. I mean, Theo,
Raise 10,000 more,
I
15.
was going to say that
total.
Theo might be encouraged to try and gamble a little bit with these kings because he knows he needs to make some chips. But he has raised at 15,000. It's a pretty big raise, isn't it?
Well, he might be trying to make it look weaker than it is.
10,000 to call.
Oh, it is only 10,000 more to call.
Call.
It's Theo was
Call.
kind of
Oh my
hoping he
God.
would get some action from someone besides his
Raise
players.
another call.
But
He's got some action from Bocanegra.
yeah, I mean,
Who's the one guy he doesn't want action from? He's got an ace.
I was going to say.
Talk about pricing him in.
There's a huge side pot here. It's Gus Hansen all in with the exact same hand that Kim Christoph has. This is a bit of an odd pot. And the action will be
Seven,
on
king,
Theo
seven.
Jorgensen,
Oh my God.
who could be excused for checking here, Park.
It wouldn't be
Okay.
considered dreadfully unethical. At least he didn't sigh and check.
Check.
All in.
Oh, God.
All in. And a call.
Oh,
Well,
wow!
An equalizer from Denmark.
I'll tell you what, Carlos Bocanegra has stuck a big bluff
I had a
in.
7 too.
Okay, gents.
And Kenneth James had a 7, Parg. It's true. But Theo has got on anyway. And Kenneth James suddenly realizing that the 7 wouldn't have been the most tasty card in this spot.
Maybe if Theo hadn't made it 15, Kenneth would have called the 5, and Theo would have probably preferred to get Kenneth's chips than Carlos's chips.
Well, I think any way he can get him, he'll happy. Gus Hansen trying to figure out what he needs. Gus Hansen will be out of this pot, but still pretty
But I
good.
think he'd leave with a smile. At least the pot he went out with, he took one with him.
Well, it's going to be a double knockout, really. We're going to be four-handed when this river comes down.
Doesn't matter.
The river doesn't matter. That ace, a bit of salt in the wounds for Carlos Bocanegra.
For these, and I'm going to do... Oh, you've got it covered.
And,
Yeah.
wow, that was huge.
Well, Jesse, we came here expecting them to feed each other out for the first 15 or 20 hands, and we've got 2 guys out and 1 guy who tried to go out.